What happened to me was what needed to happen to me to become the person that I became.
Challenges. There's no denying we all have them. These are the stories of ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges and emerging better on the other side. I'm Cheryl Hunter. As a teenager, I was kidnapped and held captive. Today, my mission is to let you know that you are bigger than anything that can ever come your way. Join us for these extraordinary stories and be reminded that your true nature is to rise. Edgar, your teenage years were different than most people's teenage years. Will you tell me a little bit about those years?
I was a child with no home, with no parents, no money. I would go to bed hungry.
And why did you have those experiences?
I wanted to come to the United States to study, and the place where I thought that I was going to end up living, it didn't work out. I was actually requested to leave. Everything had started when my half-sister told me, you can't stay here, you need to leave. Then I was faced with reality on my own, where I had to rely on me and nobody else. My family was not here with me. I didn't have any money. I didn't speak any word of English. I didn't know anybody.
And what was going through your mind?
Having no money to eat and having no place to sleep or having no one to turn into, it really puts a lot of damage on your soul. My emotions were of rejection, abandonment, a lot of confusion, a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of anger.
And what did you learn about schools in America that was a turning point for you?
I like the fact that they were free and they didn't cost me anything. So I took advantage of that, and also that they fed me. They gave me breakfast and they gave me lunch. My concern was dinner. The word dinner didn't exist in my vocabulary because for many times I went to bed without having any dinner.
Now, did you finish your schooling?
I ended up graduating with honors without speaking even the language when I signed up.
Edgar, things were really dark for a while, and then there was a turning point. What was that for you?
It was around when I was 23 years old, and I was already in university, and I had a job where I was a clerk at a supermarket. And that's when I started looking, when I started searching for a nicer way to earn a living. And I just kept on looking for years. And I tried different concepts and different systems, and I found it. I realized that profits are better than wages. And that's where I decided to have my own business. I saw for the first time at 25 years old, hope and possibility for me. It led me to take, for the first time in my life, personal development seminars. And I met people who were very successful in their business, in their careers, and they were coaching me. And I didn't feel alone. I felt that I belonged to a big, something greater than I had expected.
I know that one of the things that you've been proudest of is that not only have you gone from living on the streets and having no place to live to being very successful financially, but now you're paying it forward with other people. Tell us how you're doing that.
I really enjoy coaching and leading others so they can actually overcome their obstacles and reach their goals. And now I have traveled for the past 15 years, traveling the country, teaching and coaching in seminars, where it's a very rewarding for me that sometimes I get invited to train and teach. And I've left seminars where there's 500 people, even 800 people, 300 people for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And they're there because they have a lot of hope and possibilities, because I was in their shoes once, but it's my turn now to teach, to lead.
Would you change the hard times you've gone through?
I don't think there is I think everything happens for a reason. There's always an effect and a consequence. I learned at a very young age that entitlement is not an option. Everything I have to earn and deserve. So what happened to me is just my story. I don't think I would have changed anything because it would have been completely different experience.
So you talked about the dark moments.
Correct.
Finally, if you were to offer advice to others who are going through dark moments, what would you say?
Okay, winters don't last a whole year. Winters, it's only a season. And I know some winters are very long, but after winter, the spring is coming. I would say to those who are going through a lot of dark moments, it's just to never lose faith. You need to have faith. In my case, I have faith in myself. You can always rely on yourself. A person is more than they think they are. And there's always somebody that can guide that person. There can be a coach, there can be a seminar or a class, but we need to take a stand. If somebody say, I want my life to change and I'm inside my house or I'm inside my room and I never let you leave the house, that ain't gonna happen. You really need to get out there and get on the trenches and make things happen.
Wonderful. Edgard, thank you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.